The Iranian hacking group Pioneer Kitten is now collaborating with top ransomware gangs to infiltrate and extort American organizations, leveraging their powerful access to sell domain admin credentials and launch encryption attacks. What measures can organizations take to protect against these threats? Russian hackers from APT29, also known as Midnight Blizzard, are weaponizing iOS and Chrome exploits originally created by commercial spyware vendors to compromise devices and steal sensitive data. How can users protect their devices from the same exploits being used by state-sponsored hacking groups like APT29? Akamai recently unearthed that the Corona Mirai-based malware is exploiting a 5-year-old zero-day vulnerability in obsolete AVTECH IP cameras, which alarmingly are still in use at critical facilities without any available patches. What measures can be implemented to protect end-of-life IP cameras from being compromised by malware like Corona? You're listening to the Daily Decrypt. Iran-based hacking group Pioneer Kitten is breaching key sectors in the US, including defense, education, finance, and healthcare. They monetize these breaches by selling domain admin credentials on cyber marketplaces. Recently, they've partnered with ransomware affiliates like NoEscape and ALV, sharing in ransom payments. The FBI, CISA, and the Defense Department's Cybercrime Center warned that Pioneer Kitten scans for vulnerabilities in Checkpoint security gateways, Palo Alto Networks, PAN-OS, and Global Protect VPN devices. They exploit vulnerabilities like CVE 2024, 24919, and 3400. So why does this matter? These attacks jeopardize sensitive data and critical infrastructure, affecting everything from your personal information to national security. Russian APT29 hackers known as Midnight Blizzard used iOS and Chrome exploits from commercial spyware vendors in a series of attacks between November 2023 and July of 2024. Google's Threat Analysis Group, or TAG, discovered these attacks, revealing that even though the flaws were patched, they remain effective on unpatched devices. APT29 targeted Mongolian government websites using watering hole tactics where legitimate sites get compromised to deliver malicious payloads. In November of 2023, they compromised Mongolian government sites to exploit this CVE, which is an iOS WebKit flaw. In July of 2024, they targeted Android users with exploits impacting Google Chrome to steal cookies and passwords. All that to say is that iOS and Google are pretty good about putting out updates. You just have to go and initiate those updates. So make sure your devices are up to date and you're going to be safe from these types of attacks. And finally, there is a new malware variant called Corona that is wreaking havoc by exploiting a 5-year-old zero-day in discontinued AVTECH IP cameras. This zero-day allows remote code execution through the camera's brightness function, affecting all AVM 203 models with outdated firmware. These cameras, which reached their end of life in 2019, which is not last year, as some of you may believe, it's actually 5 years ago, won't get any more patches, which makes them prime targets for attackers, especially because attackers know this vulnerability is out there now and that it's not getting fixed. The Akamai's security intelligence response team has observed active exploitation since March of 2024, where the malware downloads a JavaScript file to execute a botnet payload. And why should you care? These outdated cameras are still widely used in commercial, healthcare, and transportation sectors. Once compromised, they can be used for distributed denial of service attacks, disrupting critical services. And if you're an avid AVTECH camera user, or you know that your place of employment uses AVTECH cameras, there's really nothing you can do other than stop using these cameras. And I know it's not as easy as that. Getting technicians to come out and take them down and install new cameras is quite a pain. And you don't want to just take them down and lose that visibility piece into your security infrastructure. But you're going to want to get moving on this as soon as possible. So go ahead and send those emails to the contractors before the weekend so that hopefully next week you can get someone booked and you can get this taken care of. It might cost a bit of money to replace your cameras, but I promise you it will cost less to do that than if your services go down for even a couple hours. In the meantime, while you wait to take these cameras off of your network and replace them with new cameras that are still receiving patches, you can segment out your network if you haven't already and put those cameras on their own VLAN or on their own switch or router. So if they do get compromised while we're waiting, the only thing they can do is take down the other cameras and they can't reach the actual meat and potatoes of your network.
This has been the Daily Decrypt. If you found your key to unlocking the digital domain, show your support with a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It truly helps us stand at the frontier of cyber news. Don't forget to connect on Instagram or catch our episodes on YouTube. Until next time, keep your data safe and your curiosity alive.